Hey you guys, Dr. Liz Lane here again with Isolator Fitness, and I'm here to talk to you today about how much protein you should have in your diet and about some of the misconceptions revolving around the dangers of eating a high protein diet. So, firstly, one good reason to include protein in your diet is that protein is more satiating than carbohydrates, which means that you're less likely to cheat, you're less likely to grab the muffins hanging around the office, and you're not going to be as hungry, so you'll eat fewer calories throughout the day. Studies showing that people who had a very high carbohydrate diet, 60% of their calories coming from carbs, only 5% from protein, saw that they were much less satiated than the people who ate only 30% of their calories from carbohydrates and 35% from protein. As a result of the higher protein diet, the folks in the high protein group also saw a higher BMR. And if you think back to our BMR video, that means they're expending more calories at rest. So they were more satiated, they increased their metabolism. That's a great recipe for a diet. You pair that with some high fiber vegetables and fruits, and you're gonna be satiated all day long. Secondly, protein is more expensive for your body to use than carbohydrates or fat. If you think back to the thermic effect of food, which is another thing that we talked about in our BMR video, you can remember that the thermic effect of food is the cost or the amount of calories that your body expends to digest protein, carbs, or fat. Basically, protein is more costly for your body to digest. And some studies have shown that protein is actually up to 2 times more thermogenic than carbohydrates, which means that even when people are overfed or they're increasing their calories by up to 40% of their total daily energy intake, they're still increasing their metabolism. This is very good news. So you're less likely to gain body fat over eating protein than you are carbohydrates because you're preserving lean muscle mass and there's a higher thermic effect of food. To illustrate this example, say we have 140 calories from crackers and we have 140 calories from 4 ounces of grilled chicken. If you eat the 4 ounces of grilled chicken, even though it's the same amount of calories as the crackers, your body's gonna work harder to digest it and you're gonna burn more calories at rest as well. So next, you should also think about how much protein you want in your diet. Finally, the question we've really been waiting for. The RDA recommends about 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, which translates into about 0.36 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So for me, that would mean about a little less than 50 grams of protein in my diet, which would only be 10% of my total daily energy intake, which is very, very small. So studies have taken this number, who also thought this was quite small, and doubled it and tripled it, and saw that the people in the 2 times and 3 times RDA group lost more body fat and maintained more muscle than the people in the very low protein, high carbohydrate diets. So that's good news because it means that when you start cutting calories, if you make more of those calories from protein, you're gonna lose more body fat and you're gonna save muscle, which helps to increase your basal metabolic rate. So, how much is too much? Because there's a lot of controversy about what's healthy and what's not. So there's no evidence that people who do not have kidney dysfunction will in any way find difficulty with digesting more protein. Lastly, we want to think about the quality of the protein rather than the quantity sometimes, because a lot of the studies that looked at, high protein diets are really unhealthy, are looking at foods that are very high in saturated fat and high in cholesterol. Clearly those are not going to be very good for your health, especially your heart health. So think about more lean meats and chicken and fish and all those good things, and less red meat and fatty, saturated fat meat. There's poor evidence for specific requirements of protein intake per day, but the RDA recommends at least 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight, and benefits have been shown as far as fat loss goes in 2 times and 3 times that amount. As long as you do not have any pre-existing kidney dysfunction and no pre-existing health conditions, then there's no harm in increasing your protein intake, but there is metabolic benefit. So you guys, if we didn't answer anything you wanted to know in this video about protein, leave a message below or shoot us an email. Thank you.